attention 2013-06. And therein, in this brief, non-transparent exercise of bureaucratic boondoggling, you state ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish a cap bank. Now, for my erudition, my mayor, I thought that you ran on a campaign of holding the line on spending and not exceeding the municipal budget appropriation limits. And I believe we also have a state limit of 2%, which the city administrator has so generously exceeded so far as salaries are concerned. So, when I leave this podium, Mayor, you might expound on this rather bare-bone, two-line, non-transparent statement. But, Mayor, proceed down to resolution number 84. 84, Mayor. This has to be an interrogatory. Computer services, $18,048 for tax assessment, tax collection, and extra billing. This strikes me as a redundancy, Mayor, and that's a rhetorical question. A rhetorical question. But I certainly think that we're squandering $18,000. If Andrew Bednarik is a competent tax assessor, I think he can wrangle the computer on his own. And if he has any problems, he can always get astute counsel from the city solicitor or Councilor Hank Rovelard, perhaps, and to spend an additional $18,000, perhaps the city administrator should review this expenditure and see that it is not a redundancy and another onerous, confiscatory expropriation of money from the Margate taxpayers.
30 seconds, John.
30 seconds, Mayor? Let us stop spending money that is uncalled for. I'll have more comments in the next session. That 800-pound gorilla that you keep funding.
Anyone else? Resolutions? Second readings of ordinances. Is there a motion to close public comment?
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Mr. Becker?
Yes?
Blumberg?
Yes.
Mr. Talby?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Hiltner?
We have the second reading of ordinance 2013-06. It's the ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and establish a cap bank.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Tom, before we vote on that, would you explain what that actually means to the public?
Yes. Rich, you want to jump on board with me here? Okay. This does not increase spending, Rich, correct me if I'm wrong. It allows for the appropriations to go over a certain point. If you don't go over it, that money is banked for future years in case you have a problem meeting the cap. But it also doesn't affect the 2% cap levy, correct? Rich, we're staying within the 2% cap, is that correct?
That's correct.
So it's kind of technical. It might not have made sense, but it made sense to me.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm just going to assure the public, because I know the commissioners know, that we are within the law. There's no tax increase. The salary increases, despite Mr. Sewell's comments, are 0.4% this year. And this ordinance, as Tom said, is a technical ordinance that allows us to stay within the cap year after year, which we have done.
Tom?
Okay, did we vote?
We voted. You got to call. No,
I
you got
didn't
to call the roll.
Okay, Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Blumberg?
Yes.
Ms. Taubey?
Yes.
We have the first reading of ordinance 2013-07, as previously described by Mr. Abbott. Scott, is this amending Chapter 99 or
No, Tom, that's a print make.
145?
We went back and forth a long court. No, it's 145.
145, okay. And the second reading, the hearing and second reading date has not yet been established as per Scott's...
Well, we could set it for 4 weeks, or we could set it for 2 weeks and continue it if you want.
4 weeks for the hearing.
4 weeks.
4 weeks for the hearing? Okay.
So that would be the second meeting in April, correct?
Yeah, that would be the 18th.
Okay, April 18th will be the second reading and public hearing of amending Chapter
I will
145.
make that motion.
Second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Blumberg?
Yes.
Ms. Taube?
Yes.
And not on the agenda, but
Whenever my wife...
brought up at the work meeting, is to rescind ordinance 2012-20. This will be the first reading to rescind it. And Scott, what was that ordinance for that we're rescinding?
Tom, what we're doing is we're going to take that ordinance, which we had adopted, it's very brief, I have copies of it here, and it was where we had amended a part of our land use ordinance to allow, it said this provision shall not be applicable to any structure and/or use partially, totally destroyed by reason of a storm and/or flood, which was the basis of a declaration of a state of emergency. Since that time, we had we created ordinance number 1-2013, which is a very comprehensive supplement. It's about 15 pages long. And so to eliminate any ambiguity, hopefully, and also to straighten it out so it was intended that this ordinance controls rebuilding and raising of structures, not ordinance 20. Roger and I felt we no longer need 20. Number 20 of 2012, we have a much more thorough 01 of 2013.
Okay, and the second reading to rescind that public hearing will be April the 4th.
Yeah, might as well.
And Tom, can I ask a question here? We met with FEMA today, and we wanted to request bids for the bulkheads and the stairs so we can be ready by Memorial Day. Do we need to, can we get that on?
Will you
for
approve the
tonight?
spec? Is it approving the spec, Ed, or
Just an authorization to go out and quotes
on,
on all the bulkheads, that bulkhead, all the repairs.
you can do a resolution. If you want to add number 87, we can do it. Ed it would just say that stated that we're going to authorize Ed Wahlberg, city engineer, to go out to bid for various bulkhead and step repair improvements. Okay. I'll put that at the end as number 87. Did we finish?
No, we have to vote on rescinding ordinance
Okay.
number 20.
Okay.
So I'll make that motion.
All right.
I second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Blumberg?
Yes.
Ms. Taube?
Yes.
And I'll add 87 at the end. Resolution 79 authorizes the payment of claims on
I'll make that
payroll.
motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Blumberg?
Yes.
Ms. Taube?
Yes.
Resolution 80 authorizes payment to Gomar Home Center in the amount of $781.77.
I'll make
the
that
motion.
motion. Second.
Mr. Blumberg?
Yes.
Ms. Taube?
Yes.
Resolution 81 approves change order number 6 for Fire Station number 1, a reduction of $3,662.20.
I will gladly make that motion.
Second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Blumberg?
Yes.
Ms. Taube?
Yes.
Number 82 is a professional services contract award to Stan Bergman for the planning board solicitor for a one-year term not to exceed $9,600.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Blumberg?
Yes.
Ms. Taube?
Yes.
And number 83 approves change order number 6 for remediation of the electrical carpenter shop to remediation specialists, two different numbers in the amount of $980 and $1,650.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Blumberg?
Yes.
Ms. Taube?
Yes.
Number 84 awards Vital Communications, computer services for tax assessment, tax collection, and extra billing, one-year contract not to exceed $18,048.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Blumberg?
Yes.
Ms. Taube?
Yes.
Resolution 85 approves a contract renewal with Harleysville Life Insurance. It's a 3-year term with no increase in rates.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Blumberg?
Yes.
Ms. Taube?
Yes.
Resolution 86 authorizes the Beach Badge Change Fund, the amount of $1,250.
Make that motion.
Second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Blumberg?
Yes.
Ms. Taube?
Yes.
And Resolution 87 was just added, will authorize city engineer to prepare specs and bid the bulkhead and step improvement work.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Blumberg?
Yes.
Ms. Taube?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Hiltner. Is there a motion to adjourn this meeting?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Blumberg?
Yes.
Ms. Taube?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you all. We're going to take a very